Hi, so my name is Hanis and this is my vlog. So in this vlog, I'm gonna primarily talk about my experiences at KL, which happened about a month ago, more or less. It's in early March. We flew to KL, Malaysia. Now it is a school trip officially, but half the time it feels like a vacation. So, which is a good thing. Officially it's a full school trip because we do make official visits, going to, like, for example, TV3, we go to Finas, we go to Limkokwing University, etc. But again, the rest of the time it feels like a vacation because we're enjoying ourselves. We go shopping and all that, we go sightseeing and and everything. So it was fun, it was a good experience. Primarily I'm going to talk about the official visits that we had. For example, we went to TV3, Finas and Limkokwing. I'm going to mention all that. I'm going to talk about all that. And also some added stuff, the stuff that I miss about in KL. Oh, by the way, here's a quick montage of flying from Brunei to KL airport and from the airport to our hotel. So yeah, that was the montage of our trip flying from Brunei airport to KL airport, and then our trip from KL to Malia Hotel, which is the name of our hotel. So then we reach our hotel, and then we went to our respective rooms. And I gotta say, the room is great. The room is really good. It's fancy. It's really comfy as well. It's great. Although the view of the hotel ain't so great actually. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's start talking about our official trips or visits. So the first official visit that I want to talk about is our visit to TV3 Studio. Let's go. Alright, the first official visit that I want to talk about is our visit to TV3. So the first thing we did was we went to this building, which is TV3, right? We went to this building and we were greeted by this girl, this woman, and then we were separated into groups. So our group, we went to the radio control room, which is a live broadcasting room.
Masuk lagi, boleh masuk dalam lagi. Di mana hai?
Orang bawa kamera, korang dari mana? Dah tak ada orang jawab pun dari mana?
Dari mana?
Kami dari Politeknik Brunei.
Politeknik Brunei. Masuk. Sini pun boleh. Kuat.
In this room, there's this girl, there's this Malaysian girl, and her name is Zati.
Hi, saya Zati. Saya on app pukul 10 sampai 4.
So Zati she is a radio host. She's a radio host of Hot FM, which is one of the radio channels in Malaysia. So it's really big. It's one of the main radio channels in Malaysia actually. So yeah, there's a lot of weight on her shoulders. So as we went in, the girl started to talk about her job. She talks about her experience being a radio host. She talks about what she does, what happens during the day. She talks about the specifics, the technical specifics as well, which is not really that exciting. She talks about the technical bits as well in, handling a radio broadcasting equipments and all that. She talks about her experience of going live with thousands of Malaysians hearing her voice at the same time. So yeah, there is a lot of pressure being put on her weight.
Ingatkan senang cakap dekat mic dia. Masuk je duduk kat kursi dia cakap, kalau awak tak nangis, tipu. So bila duduk kat sini, barulah rasa nak nangis. Sebab awak akan jaga lagu, awak akan jaga mic, dan awak akan jaga kita punya panel, dan awak kena fikir apa awak nak cakap. So nak buat tangan awak dengan otak awak, so stressful. Tapi in time, kita boleh belajar lah.
So after meeting this girl, we went to another room which is called production control room. So it's pretty much this room filled with monitors. Like there's like dozens of monitors in front of us. It's not that exciting to be honest. I mean, there's this guy, I can't remember his name though. He just pretty much just tells us about his job, his role at the studio, at the company. He talks about the technical bits of what he's doing. He talks about live broadcast, what he does during live broadcast. He also talks about how this is the place where TV3 shows like Malaysia Hari Ini, Wanita Hari Ini, and a lot more, a bunch more that I can't remember on top of my head. This is the place where that TV shows are, being held and being broadcast from. So yeah, it's pretty informative. So after spending a couple of minutes with this guy, we then proceeded to went to this room, which is the studio room or the show floor. Here, we actually meet one of the TV hosts of TV3, her name is Ayn. We actually met her. Also, two other guys. One is the cameraman, the other is probably the director of the show. I can't remember honestly.
5 seconds or 3.
Amboi je revolusi. Kita dengar berita baik tentang kinerja revolusi tau. Ya, cerita je revolusi telah mengaut 1.4 juta dalam masa 3 hari. Kita dengar kabar juga bahawa Muhammad dah bersedia nak berkahwin. Tapi persoalannya, Muhammad nak kahwin dengan siapa? Terima kasih. Korang tak pernah tepuk tangan untuk saya.
It was nice. She was nice. All of them are nice. They greeted us. They talk about what they do in the show. They talk about their job. They explain a little bit about the background, about the technical stuff, about the show, and it's really, really informative. It's not really that exciting, but it's more of an FYI thing, like for your information kind of thing. They just accepted us with open arms. They just greeted us with open arms and explained to us every bit of detail about the show, about what they do. So yeah, after meeting these lovely people, we went from the studio floor to this one room where they actually gave us some talk. There was this guy, again, I can't remember his name. He gave us a talk about, again, TV3, about the work that they do, about his role.
Hai. Dah makan?
Belum makan lagi.
Lapar lah ni.
Boleh lah.
I think he's the owner, or not the owner, or maybe the head, the chief of the place. Again, I apologize, I can't remember exactly. So yeah, there's this guy, he gave us a talk. We just sat there and listened to him talking about something. And I gotta be honest, at this point I was really sleepy for some reason. I was really tired for some reason, and it wasn't particularly exciting. I mean, come on. It's just simply a talk, Of course, the topic that he talked about is exciting. He talked about the game that they're making, the movies they're making. They actually, some of them in the company, they actually made like this small mobile game, which is pretty exciting actually. They talk about the company's role in Malaysia, economically wise. They talk about their position in the Malaysian entertainment industry. It was pretty neat. So yeah, and then that was pretty much it. It was done. They gave us lunch. They gave us free lunch, which is nice. Thank you. And then we went back to our van, and then we went home to do some more shopping. So after that's over, I'm gonna talk about our next official visit, which is to this place called Finas. Finas is a leading film company in Malaysia. It's pretty interesting to go there. The first thing that we did when we went to Finas was that there's a guide. The guide lead us to this gallery within the Finas building. The gallery consisting of showing us like radios, like old film equipments, like this really antique equipments, film equipments, like things that you use to edit films, like the old days. There's old cameras and everything. There's also like dolls or mannequins with wearing costumes, like movie costumes, costumes that you can find in Malaysian films. It's pretty interesting, it's pretty great. There's like posters, that's like movie posters of Malaysian films as well, being stick in the walls and stuff. So there's a funny thing that happened after the gallery. We actually got lost. Me, Juden, and Nuris, friends of mine, three of us actually got lost for a bit. Because we took our time in the gallery for too long that we got left behind by the rest of the group. So we got lost. We don't know where to go. We actually went exploring on our own just for a bit, just briefly. Here's the footage of us being lost. Sa kiri. Kutu. Ani jo. Okay. After that, we are being shown into this room where there's like this guy, this very important guy, again I can't remember his name on the top of my head. So there's this guy who actually, we were put in this room, like a conference room, and we would just sit in the chairs that have been provided, and then this guy just give us a talk, showing us like slideshows and videos, and just showing us a little bit backstory of Finas, the history on how it came to be, a little bit about the film industry in Malaysia, about the Finas role in Malaysia. It's kind of like, it's interesting, but at the same time kind of boring, kind of slow, but it is pretty informative. And then after the talk was over, we are then being guided into, now this is actually my favorite part in the Finas visit. So we actually went to this Piramli's colored film lab. It's kind of like a mini gallery. They show us like how films are made. They show charts. We went to this room. There's like this, again, mannequin and doll. The mannequin is like trying to mimic or showing us how film are colored and everything, and it's how it's hang onto the walls. Also, there's like films being put in the refrigerator. There's a reason for that. It's not just for show. The film is being put in the refrigerator temporarily. Rooms upon rooms of filled with old computers, like very old antique computers. There's this like huge old camera, like seriously, it's really huge. It's a really huge camera. They even show us some like equipments that, to be honest, I'm not even sure what it's for, but it's there. So yeah, so to me it's really interesting because now if you don't know who Piramli is, then well, I have no words for you. I mean, you should know who Piramli is. I mean, if you don't, then you should Google it. Now if you're too lazy to Google it, well, Piramli is an actor slash filmmaker slash, you know, director, producer, screenwriter from Malaysia. He's really popular back then. He also have like these old films that I remember that I used to watch as a kid with my dad and with my grandfather. My grandfather sadly passed away already, and I remember watching with him like old Piramli films. It was great. So now actually being in the place where those films are made, it's great. It's just amazing. It's just great. You know, it's a really interesting visit. So after that, they actually now bring us to another room where we have to take our shoes off, where there's like this female co-workers as well as male co-workers. They actually now, to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what exactly that they're doing. They pretty much just check the film. You can see that there's one employee. She's like wearing plastic gloves, which shows how much care they have to take, or precaution they have to take to make sure that the film is not damaged. Again, I'm not exactly sure what they're doing, but it's nice to see. So after that was over, they actually brought us into this one room, and this room is like a transit room. This transit room is where the finished films are being put temporarily before they are released out.
Dia adalah transit
Means kalau filem tu keluar, dia akan transit kat sini dulu, and then baru bawa keluar. Kalau dia sama macam kita lah, kalau kita bangun, kita akan duduk dulu. Kita tak boleh terus bangun, sebab kita akan pening. Sama juga dengan filem, daripada sejuk, kita bawa sini, transit, baru kita bawa keluar.
This room is very cold. Like, literally, it's like a refrigerator. So in this room, there's like stacks upon stacks, rows upon rows of films. There's just like hundreds or thousands of films inside this room. Also, the room for some reason kind of smells. I don't know what that smell is, but it really smells weird. It doesn't smell like disgusting or anything, but it does smell weird. So after that was over, we actually went upstairs. Like, we went like a couple of stairs above, and they brought us into this room. And in this room, they actually show us like a mini documentary of Malaysian film industry.
Began as a year of challenge. It stands now as a year of consolidation, a year of steady progress and achievement.
After that, they gave us a gift, and this gift is really, to me at least, it's really unique. They actually gave us this. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is a film, a piece of film that they gave us. That they put like small ribbon over here on top. I can actually bring this to the shop to actually have this produced. Like, actually the pictures produced. Or other than that, if you're reading a book or something, you can just put this in the book and it will be like a bookmark. So it's really great. I feel like this is unique. This is awesome. Finas is a company that is known for making films. So what other awesome way of giving its visitors a gift other than to actually give us something that they're really good at making? Films. So here is a closer look of the film. So as you can see, it's an actual photo, though to be honest, I can't really make out what the photo is about. There's like a bunch of people in it, and yeah, sorry, I can't really tell what it is about, but yeah, it's an actual film. So I think that's it for Finas. It was a pretty interesting visit overall, especially the pre-Romney lab. Again, I keep stressing that out. I really love that. It's more interesting than TV3, to be honest. So yeah, I think that's it for Finas. Alright, now that that's over, so the next one I want to talk about is Limkokwing University. Now, of course, before we actually went to Limkokwing, we actually did a quick visit to Putrajaya. Which also looks great. There's like this beautiful mosque. There's also like a beautiful sea view with the view of the bridge. It was great. Here's the footage. Also in Putrajaya, it was extremely hot, so yeah, that's another thing. So after our quick visit to Putrajaya, we then actually go to Limkokwing. Now, I don't want to talk too much about Limkokwing University, well, because of two reasons. First reason is that our visit to Limkokwing University is pretty much just like any other visit to an education institution or to a school, because Limkokwing University is pretty much a school, and we just go through there, we just visit. It's a general visit. We go through the school, we know a little bit about the history, we know a lot about the courses and everything. We see the students with the classroom and everything. It's pretty interesting, don't get me wrong, it's really interesting school. Now the second reason is because halfway through Limkokwing, my battery died. That's the reason why I didn't actually record a lot of stuff there, so there's not much that I could show. But the one notable thing that I really want to talk about was when we first set foot in Limkokwing. It was really huge. There's this like a bunch of people with like their fancy suits and blazers, and there's like music in the background, like drums, like literally there's like drums in the background just banging. Initially we all thought it was just, you know, a music being played on a speaker or something. Actually, it's not just being played in a speaker. There's actually people literally playing the drums in the background. Here's the footage. So I guess that's it for Limkokwing. So I kind of want to talk about this one ice cream guy from KL. So there's this like ice cream vendor in Bukit Bintang in KL to be specific. So he's like they're like selling ice creams, right? Here's the thing though, the ice cream vendor is like he's being a jerk to their customers, but in a good way. So just watch this video. This video is hilarious. I mean, just look at this guy. He's so helpless. In a way, this guy is teaching us about life. I mean, think about it. He purposely made it hard for you to get your ice cream. But by the end of the day, he actually gave you the ice cream, meaning that if you have the patience and the commitment to just wait, you will get your ice cream by the end of the day. So yeah, this guy is teaching you about life. This guy is kind of like Gandhi. And I'm not just saying that because he's brown. Okay, that's racist. In all seriousness though, if you happen to be at KL in the future, in the near future, or whenever, and you happen to visit Bukit Bintang, then buy ice cream from this guy. Even though this guy is a huge jerk, he's being a jerk in a good way. Alright, so another thing that I want to talk about, and this is going to be the last one. Now, what are the things that I miss at KL? Now, I miss a lot of things at KL, right? I miss a lot of things. I miss the shopping, I miss the places, I miss the sights, I miss the food, I miss the people. I mean, except for the ice cream guy. But there's this one thing that I miss at KL that people might find odd. And it's actually the thing that I miss at KL. One of the things that I miss 7-Eleven. Now, at the hotel that we stayed in, there's a 7-Eleven joint near to our hotel. Like very, very close. And so a lot of us actually went to the 7-Eleven to buy frozen food, instant noodles, pot mee noodles, drinks, water, whatever, you know. There's so many types of different frozen foods. There's even a frozen nasi lemak. Seriously, there's a frozen nasi lemak that you can just finish and cook and get ready and prepare it in 3 minutes. Much like you're cooking Maggi curry. I actually have like a footage, like a GoPro footage of me and a friend of mine going to 7-Eleven. Like we actually went to 7-Eleven. I actually brought my GoPro for some reason and I just recorded it and I hit record. Here's the footage. Now I'm pretty sure those who went to KL like in the school trip, if you're watching this, then you probably get like a nostalgic vibe from watching this video. Maybe.
Mana ya yang makanannya mau berfreeze?
Itu dekat pintu.
Oh. Tapi pomnya ada, Jo. Kau makan. Excuse, sausage.
Itu ada tu. Pomnya sikit.
Ni ditekan gitu. Apa tah second day?
Kita tapi malam sama tekan.
Tekan. Oh. Berapa ni, Om?
Mana kau sambut ikut?
Only one. May jalan lah, Jad.
Another thing that I love about 7-Eleven is the fact that it opens 24 hours a day. Meaning that if you're staying in a hotel and you're still awake at 3 AM in the morning and you're hungry, you can just go to the nearest 7-Eleven, buy yourself frozen food, frozen nasi lemak, frozen nasi goreng or whatever. You know, you can just buy stuff. I love 7-Eleven so much that I wish there's 7-Eleven in Brunei. So yeah, 7-Eleven is one of the things that I missed at KL. For some reason, I just miss going to 7-Eleven in the middle of the night. I don't know why. I just do. I think that's it for this vlog. I had a great time at KL. Also, if you guys notice in this vlog, I keep changing what I wear. I'm not wearing the same thing over and over again all throughout this video. There's a reason for that. Most of the stuff that you see me wear, I actually bought them from KL. Not all of them, just some of them. So I want you to guess which one. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.